All right, I want to start by giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone. Salutations to the elect out there. All right, I want to do a quick lesson going into this video right here. It says that guy right there, Mr. Button, goes off on this Edomite for his controversial comments about the Shannon Sharp, the interview that everyone's talking about that's popular now. The interview he had with Cat Williams. The guy, what's his name? Shannon Sharp, which is over here to the side right here. You see the interview? So yeah, you can watch that. And right now it's sitting at, I think, 36, almost 37 million views. But I'm going to do a lesson about, these two guys going back and forth with each other, which one seems to be an Israelite and one seems to be an Edomite. So I'm going to start with the scripture showing you how it has always been prophesied, even going back to the time of Genesis. It says, this is Genesis 3, verse 15. Get to the point. It says, let me fix the lighting. It says, Genesis 3 and 15, it says, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. You see? And what seeds are they talking about? They're talking about, firstly, it began with Cain and Abel, because Cain slew his brother Abel. And then it went down from Esau to Jacob, because Esau has always hated Jacob. All right, it says, it shall bruise thy head and thou shalt bruise his heel. You see, let me start playing the video, and then I'll get some more scriptures throughout, the video playing. I'll pause it and get some more scriptures on the topic.
Budden goes off on Ian, his manager, for his controversial comments about the Shannon Sharp and Cat Williams interview.
It wasn't meant to take away, it was to add on to a thought process that he may not be thinking at the moment. And it was to empower him, not take away from him.
That's the problem. That right there is the problem. Who says that he needs your advice?
I didn't ask Joe. I didn't expect him to take my advice. In fact, my comment of putting it out publicly.
Nobody, while this black man is on top of the world, needs to read the advice.
Joe, you came out and said too.
Hold on.
No.
Let them go, let them talk.
Yeah. What I said.
Joe, you specifically made a comment on maybe it was Kevin Hart or Shannon Sharp's interviewing ability while he was on top, but that's directly taking away from the interview. What I said was to empower the moment and make it more powerful of a takeaway.
No. And that's what I'm saying to you.
What are you saying?
The moment was empowered with or without what you had to say.
That doesn't
That's
take
what
away
people
from...
are saying. If it's the most viewed interview on YouTube, two black people just talking some shit, what makes you think that needs even more empowering? One. Two, I was very specific with what I said, which was, what do y'all say to the people that say Shannon's interview skills are A, B, and C? That was my question to the panel. But what I said as far as the interview was, wow, amazing to see two black people break all these records. It's inspiring for me. And as a content creator, I'm home saying, yeah, let's kick some ass. I have not had this talk with Ian because I don't give a about this. This ain't that big of a deal to me. But if Ian were to wake up on his personal Twitter and say something that were to really affect things, we would talk about it.
But that's exactly right. I would expect you to. But I don't feel like what I said was cause for that type of conversation to ever come up, because I have enough discretion to know when I'm saying something that's offensive in a way that would have an effect big enough to bring up a conversation like that.
Yo, this is not... I hate that we took this to a black and white thing, because what this boils down to for me is just letting people have their moments. That's not a white...
You see, he said a black and white thing, which spiritually is Esau against Jacob. Let's get another scripture. This is This is Genesis, because Esau's really mad in the spirit because Jacob got the birthright. Well, many would say that he stole it, but it was already predestined for him to get. The Lord had to happen because it was prophecy. You see, it was destined to happen. All right, this is Genesis 27:41. It says Esau hated his brother. Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. You see, Cain slew Abel. Esau wanted to slay Jacob, you see. And like the scriptures say in Ecclesiastes, it says what has been is that which shall be, which he said what has been is that which shall be again. There's no new thing under the sun, you see. So that's just the spirits coming back of Cain and Abel, which Esau and Jacob, which they are, were Esau and Jacob also. All right, let's get another scripture. Then I'll let the video play out. You see, because Esau always had a perpetual hatred for Jacob, which are the Israelites. Let's get the, you see, even going back to Genesis, you see. All right. And there go some scriptures right there in Genesis 4. It talks about Cain and Abel. You can read those. How Cain slew his brother Abel. And then he said to the Most High, am I my brother's keeper? All right. Let's get this scripture right here. Which eventually the Lord is going to take vengeance on Esau. Which goes what? Which I'm talking about, you Edomites. All right. This is Ezekiel 25:14. I'll read this first and then I'll go to the one I wanted to get. It says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom, which is you Edomites. Esau is Edom, by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance, said the Lord. You see? So because the Lord is going to pay you Edomites back for what you've done to his people. All right, this is Ezekiel 35:5. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, when the time their iniquity had an end. You see, let's open it up. It says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, I will prepare thee unto blood, and thou shalt, and blood shall pursue thee, seeing thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. You see? Verse 7, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth. You see? So the Lord is going to judge you, Edomites. You see? Because you had a perpetual hatred, and judge you, your Edomites. Because you had a perpetual hatred for the Israelites, and the Lord hasn't forgotten. You see, that's what. So when Joe Bud said he hated that argument that they had to turn into a black and white thing, that's really Esau hating Jacob. You see, spiritually they hate us Israelites. Don't let them fool you. They are our enemies. The Lord put us into captivity because we broke the covenant and we didn't keep his commandments. So he sold us into the hands of our enemies. Always remember that. You Israelites out there.
White thing, a black thing. If a white person, if Brad Pitt, if Jerry Seinfeld sat down and did an interview and it did 100 million views, I would want that person to have his moment uninterrupted with what the fans think of how he could have gone, what he should have did, how it would have been more successful. Mind your business. It's the same thing I'd be saying to Flip. So when you not letting people have their moment, it's looked at very differently than Sassy Q from Missouri who's tweeting about the interview. It's not the same.
I guess I don't look at it like, oh, when I say something, it's like it's important. I just think of it as like, oh, this is an interesting thought. And everyone kept twisting. It doesn't matter. Everyone twisted my words, said I said paywall when I said nothing of the sort. I said subscription. It was, like I said, it was me thinking of how to empower him even further. I wasn't trying to take away from his moment. Everyone's deducting from my first 2 lines of what I tweeted, which was, holy shit, this is amazing. Holy shit, the interview was great. Look at the amount of views. We haven't seen this before.
That's right. On a recent Joe Budden Twitter TV community space, Joe Budden and Ian kind of went back and forth after everybody called out Ian for his comments about the Shannon Sharpe Cat Williams interview. For those of you that don't know, Cat Williams and Shannon Sharpe.
All right, and that's because spiritually, that's Esau having enmity between Jacob. You see, the seeds have enmity between each other, and that's Esau having a perpetual hatred against Jacob. You see. All right, I'll end the lesson here. Shalom.